I just did the thing. Hi, I'm Scott, by the way. I did the thing where you get up, you have a pretty productive morning, went out in the world, had a meeting, all these things, came back, made lunch, and I made too robust of a lunch, and I had to just take a nap. And then the nap lasted too long. You know, I've been working from home this week, and I've been kind of having these post-lunch siestas, or like little rests, but they've been like short little rests, you know, just lay down, rest my eyes for a minute. But man, today I think I messed up. I don't know. Maybe I didn't sleep very well last night. I know. So maybe it was just the result of that. Hi, hello. I'm Scott, and we're still thinking about this Twitch extension. I think we got a few more weeks on it. I think we still have room to like poke around and experiment and use our imaginations. So I think we're going to do that today. And one of the things I was thinking of, I had I moved things around on this computer and everything's broken. I'm sorry, forgive me. This is slightly more broken than I can deal with while still speaking, apparently. Ah, yes, this looks almost right. One of the notes we made, but I didn't describe it very well yesterday, I guess, is this one right here that we want to do video filtering. And I have a solution for this that I don't know if this is the best idea, but I think it's what we're going to do anyway, at least. And the idea, does this work? That is the thing I really don't like about Windows. Why can't I drag this folder and drop it on the Visual Studio icon, even holding Shift, and have it open? It just doesn't do it. You have to do File, Open Folder. Windows, why can't you do that? Why? Why? Okay, so we're going to start this new thing here. And the idea is this. We want to not do... So yesterday we did stuff on top of the video. Really 2 days ago we did stuff on top of the video where you could draw little sparkles everywhere. Maybe that was more than 2 days ago. Who even knows at this point? Yesterday we did stuff that was still in the realm of the video where you would like click on the light back there and change the color of the light, or click on the guitar and play the guitar. That stuff was working well. Great work. But we couldn't do stuff to the video. And the reason that that's a problem is initially with this plugin, we were rendering client side, and then we decided that wasn't cool. We started rendering broadcaster side by putting a browser source layer into OBS on top of the video. And that worked well and it mapped very nicely, but those two sources, there's not a straightforward way, as far as I can tell, to have those sources easily interact together. Like sources manipulating sources, except for in kind of a limited sense, just doesn't seem to be a thing OBS offers, which is kind of a bummer. Little disappointed by that. But what I think we can do, I think we do whatever we want in the browser. Like in the browser, we can just put whatever nonsense we please. I had kind of, including the video, including the webcam feed. I had kind of hoped that you could have use WebRTC in the OBS browser layer, but you can't, which is not surprising. So what I think we end up doing then is we'll have some browser somewhere in this window on this desktop, and then we'll capture it and we'll just show that whole thing. And I think that's what we want to do. So we're gonna have to kind of, this is one of those things, this is a project that like this kind of approach to things, for better or worse, is kind of my specialty, I feel like, where it's like, hey, here's like 5 different things that don't really work together, but let's try to get them working together. So I think we can do it. I think we can do it. So one of the things we need to know about is Pixi.js with shaders, because we're going to do all this with hopefully a relatively simple shader. I saw this particular article, I think, and it tells you a little about shaders and all that good stuff. And we're just going to steal some of the initial pieces of it, I think. Do I have to pick the type, or will it be smart enough, or will it do the stupid Windows double extension thing? Hard to say. Hard to say. And then we will want to, yeah, here's just like drawing an image. wonder if there's a handy little... I wonder if I can do this. Oh, let's open view. Okay, that looks Pixi-ish. I don't see an image. Sometimes some of this stuff you can't do locally. Wait, what happened? So we might have to stand up a little quick little server. Cross browser origin blocked, etc., etc., etc. That's all fine. We don't really care about that. It's kind of lame that the example doesn't even work for that reason, but we'll ignore that for the moment. How do we want to do this? I wonder if that can work from anything if it's smart enough to take an SVG. Just to be safe. Actually, some of this stuff we don't even want, because I think actually some of this stuff is kind of antiquated. I don't know that this is necessarily how you set this stuff up. So you know what? We're going to skip that. And I think the thing that we actually want, though, from this is talking about handling the shader with this abstract filter. So that's really what we want. I just want like the super simplest example. I don't want anything. I don't want any of this stuff. Give me the easiest. This I think is the way. I think this is kind of the jam now. So let's do this thing. I think people still do this, right? So that should get us at least a little. Yeah, we need to be in, what did we decide? 5, the release candidate? I wonder when that's going to be ready. Seemed close-ish, right? 485. But we do the release candidate. Let's just do that. And then let's do the minified one. And let's get a script tag. And now, do we get a square? Yeah, okay. I don't have the encoding of the document. I don't care. I just forget how to do it. Doc to HTML, is that really all I'm missing? Are you happy now? It's happy now. Okay, so what do we actually care about? We actually care about this abstract filter thing. So version 4 just has filter. So whole point of this is just a way we want to define, easily define a shader, probably just inline to start with. What is the thing I'm looking for? Filter. What's displacement? That's definitely getting into the realm of the thing we want to do. displacement filter, Pixi filters. I just need a way to make like, there's a color matrix filter. So Pixi.filters, is that what we're after? Ah! Mozilla, not everything's URL. There sometimes things have dots in them and they're not URLs. Okay, these are filters. Cool. These are handy. Advanced bloom, bulge pinch, color map, color replace, convolution, crosshatch. Well, these are kind of cool. I feel like the drop shadow filter's not really doing much for us here. Emboss, glitch. Oh, it outlines the whole thing. I see. So did we get a drop shadow? The drop shadow added a drop shadow to the whole context. I see. Pixelate, that's a cool one. That's kind of what we want. We really want to. So what are these? Fancy filters? All filters work with version 4. Okay. These are built in. Does that mean I need something special for this? So you need Pixi filters for this? How do you write a custom filter now then? Can you not? There has to be a way, right? Yeah, I want to interactively play with them. Of course I do. So displacement is what's given us our wooderiness. I don't think some of these are going to be super useful for multiple users. Still kind of cool. Where's that glitch one? That's one I want to see. So how about writing my own filter, Pixi? Why does the documentation take me here? Not useful. This is not useful. Yeah, okay, but how do I make my own? I'm gonna smash you. Do I have to like write it and use it in this way? Like what's the... These docs are not useful. Bear with me. Bear. Wrong word. So it looks like you can just give it a... What was rect? Making this up as we go along. No surprises there. Just gonna draw a green rectangle here. We should just get jQuery. We're gonna want it eventually, right? You can't escape it. Okay, that lets us draw a rectangle. Custom filter. Yeah, we can't do that anymore, right? Or can we? Pixi.js custom filter. This gets it from a file, but I kind of liked it when it was just pulled from elsewhere. So this just wants a vertex shader, a fragment shader. How did the old one work? I liked I kind of liked it this way because then it's just in line. That makes it pretty easy, right? Let's just start with this. Kind of confuse Visual Studio, but that's okay. We may change this at some point. It's not called an abstract filter anymore. What do we call it now? Loader, the shader data. So now it's just filter equals new. Just want this thing? Vertex shader and the fragment shader. Only have the fragment shader at this moment. So this should just draw solid white when we get it to work. Okay. And then if we wanted it to draw solid blue. Okay, so that works. So we're drawing through a custom shader now. We don't need this because we're not using that background color at all. So this just gives us, right now we just have a rectangle that we can draw arbitrary shader code to. We only have a fragment shader. So let's make a, man, I haven't run shader code like this for a while, but hey, we'll figure it out. What's going on? Wubakai? Wubakai? Wuabwa? Welcome. Watch me make up stuff. Watch me pretend like I know how to do this. I'm not even actually pretending like I know how to do this. This is just all made up. Wubakia. Wubakia. Why does that sound familiar? What is that reminding me of? Wubakia. Why do I know that word? What's it from? Vertex Shader. Vertex. Okay. I'm assuming this is going to work like this. This isn't actually going to change our output at all. It is because I broke it. What did I break? Okay. Isn't this weird? Why does this happen? It's probably just mad because my Vertex shader is invalid. Let's go steal some more. So those coordinates come in like that. Yeah, maybe we don't want to do that yet. Maybe we have to actually have something valid. That's the tiniest little gradient. So that's the red, the position. So it gradiates to red. And then you could do the same thing with green, kind of. In here, and make green Y. That'd be kind of a UV-ish layout. Why is it so dark? Maybe that's normal. Okay, great. Easy enough. Uniforms, terrific. I mean, I guess I don't really need a vertex shader actually, right? Because I'm just drawing, we're just gonna draw this on a square. Like I'm not really gonna mess with the vertices. So actually, at this moment, I don't think we need a vertex shader. If it's gonna do all the work for us, and just use some default vertex shader, then that's fine. So we get some stuff for free. It looks like we'd have to send time as a uniform, it looks like. And then outside, we'd have to increment that. Okay, sure. Let's continue to steal. Oh, wait, what am I thinking of the run on the client-side GPU? So previously, client-side as in just in the browser, yes. So this is all WebGL. And I've done a ton of WebGL with Three.js. This is my first time doing it with Pixi. Now, if you mean client-side as far as the Twitch viewer, no. I was doing that at first, and it was working, but there's a couple of things about that that were annoying. One, like, anytime you wanted to add new effects or any new presets or anything like that, you'd have to update the Twitch extension. Two, there was like, you could only send data once per second to everybody in the channel, so there was always a little bit of a delay. And three, none of it would be captured in the video footage. So in the browser, yeah, it all runs in the browser. So you just get a graphics context. You can kind of do whatever you want. There's a fair number of security restrictions with WebGL, but yeah, so these are just, it's just running in the browser. So, okay, this might be all we need. Some of these things we'll just need to set the... So the main thing we want now is I want video. I want WebRTC video in. So let's start doing that stuff. Yes, I'm going to mine Bitcoin on your machine, but I'm going to use your GPU. So it'll be very efficient. So how does WebRTC work? I gotta remember. RTC is real-time communication, I think. It just means let me put a let me stick a webcam in the web browser. Is the easy explanation. I have not done it in a while, but we can figure this out, right? Piece of cake. Oh, I forgot it was kind of annoying. Yeah, so we need to start with just a video. So in the HTML, it's just going to be GUM, GetUserMedia. All we need is just a dumb video tag. Right? This fellow. Okay, this will be a mess to start with, but that's okay. Everything's a mess to start with. Plays inline, sure. None of that stuff really matters for us. We're not going to autoplay because we don't even have any content. So this is fine for now. Back to coding. Wait, me back to coding or you back to coding? Both of us? Everybody get to work. Okay, wait. Did I remember what your name is? What's the name of the in Metal Gear Solid 5? The Parasite. What did they call it? Not the suit, just the Parasite. What is the actual name for it? You're really not going to tell me the name? Awful. Shameful. Parasite. What the heck is that stuff called? I thought it was called... You're killing me. Curse of the forked tongue. Yeah, but what's the name? What is the name that they call it? Cold Talker. Okay, now I'm hung up on this.
Turns the male parasites into females.
Okay.
Preventing reproduction. One parasite.
Well, I saw it. Wolbachia. I was close. I was close. Okay, good. Case closed. Wolbachia. That's not your name. Understood. Okay, let's see. So we just needed video. We've got a texture here. We want to, this is going to be all our Pixi stuff. And then we just need a WebRTC world. We'll tidy it up later. One of these days. Okay, GetUserMedia. So handle success. So we presumably need to do something like this thing. The reason this is just slightly annoying is because you have to deal with asking users for permission. But it's not that bad. The thing we care about then is just we want video. We want to know. Okay, that seems like a start. Wait, it's only valid in async. Okay, why did I not steal properly? async function init. Annoying. Okay, what calls init? Right, because we have to await this before we do. That's a little bit annoying. Oops. Good grief. Async function init. Something like that. Okay. Problem is, my webcam is in use by OBS, but we don't have to have it in use by OBS. Okay, cool, except where is it? Where is the do I need to do anything here in terms of the size of it or anything like that? So what are we actually doing here? Get stream with constraints. Cool. That's the device we're using. We don't have any size. Why not? I'm still hearable, right? Yeah, I'm still hearable. Okay. Where's their CSS? Ah, come on. Just allow this every single time. Oh, why did I fail this time? What's going on? Am I forgetting some part? Almost certainly. So once we have it, I do all this stuff. Yeah, there's my problem. You're called webcam. Why didn't it throw an error on any of that? That was the wrong device. Maybe I should just plug that in to make it easy. Probably unplug that other thing also to make it easy. Query selector, video. It's just not. Oops. Now that is the video. We got it. Get video tracks. My webcam is lit up like it is doing a thing. Video source object. So that just hides the thing. What very obvious thing am I missing? Is it this dumb error? Like something wrong with the... That doesn't seem like it would be true, but maybe. Oops. Maybe I did need the autoplay and plays inline. Autoplay is what it said, right? I needed the autoplay. That's silly. Okay, there's me. My stupid webcam settings have gotten lost yet again. Unsurprising. Let's just do it like this for the moment. This is gonna suck having to do that every single time. Can I like allow you forever? It's allowed temporarily. I don't want to like... Well, lame, because I'm not actually serving anything. Maybe this can't... Can I just add this to that dialog box? This thing? My camera. Okay, fine. Oops. Yeah. How do I add you? Yes. Allow. Yes. Why doesn't that show up here? Following websites have requested access to your camera. Allow forever. Allow. What am I missing here? Media Navigator permission disabled. Go to the page. Once the web page is loading, mouse to the address bar, left click, select permissions. Okay. Wait, do what? Why doesn't anything work the way it's supposed to? It's not here. It's not here. Why? Why can't anything just work? I'm just doing this. Shut up. What's it called? Media. Got permission disabled. Ha! Now anyone can take over and spy on me. Oh, no, they can't. Now it doesn't work at all. All right, what happened? Where did... Come back, please. It just automatically fails. Terrific. This should not be a problem. I hate this stuff. Like when this is not my problem. This should not be my problem. Do what? None of this seems to match. Did I do this yet? I did, right? Go to localhost. What's the URL? Let's try it this way and not with just a straight up localhost URL. What a dumb hassle. Like, am I just totally missing something and doing something wrong here? Like that? Does not seem, that seems like it should just work. So we have to do this every single time? That seems really annoying. What is this? There's a weird tiny Firefox thing flying in front of me. Where did that come from? I'm being haunted. Also, how come I can view this in both places? Normally I can't do that with a webcam. What is this weird thing? There's like this tiny little Firefox window. What are you? On my other desktop, on my other display, there's this weird, it doesn't move very well. It seems broken. Well, this sucks and is stupid, and it makes me not want to use Firefox, because that just should work. Okay, it's working in Chrome over here, and I don't have to approve every time, because I already approved once. These are some of the reasons that I just don't like working on the web. Where, like, browsers so inconsistent, and they just so often don't do the things that you want them to do. Okay, all I wanted to do, the whole point of that was I wanted to try to get that video to come in as a texture in Pixi.js. We wasted so much time on it because browsers are bad. And this image is so blown out because the stupid Logitech camera will not maintain settings ever. I'm just frustrated with computers right now. Outrageous. Okay, the whole thing we're trying to do is this. Why? Like, why? Why does Firefox not just do the thing it's supposed to? GetUserMedia has been around for a lot of years. Seems like that should actually work. Maybe I missed something. It looked like I was doing what I was supposed to. Okay. That's not what I want. That's not what I want either. I hate this. This is another thing I hate. Just because this window is this wide instead of this wide, I don't get a menu. I have to have a hamburger menu. Responsive web. Bad idea. Okay. Now are we back on track? I thought there was a video example somewhere. Yeah, look, if you have a video tag, is that how it works? So this comes straight up from there, but that's not what we want. We want to get like... Oh, this thing that's taking forever to load. I don't want to come from URL. So normally there's a way. Like in 3JS, there's ways to use the video tag. Anything about this? Doesn't seem to be possible. This does not bode well, does it? So when were we talking here? This was just in January. Maybe we're not going to be doing this in Pixi. Did this person get it to work? Oops. No, this looks like. Doesn't sound great. Man, I was hoping we could just like dive right into this. But today, everything is frustrating, it seems. So old thread, copying frame by frame. I mean, that's kind of how 3JS does it, I think. Maybe not. Update on every frame. No, that's not great. That's a new sprite every frame, right? No, this. Update the texture. Breaks pretty easily. I don't know. Maybe Pixi is not the way we want to do this. A little bit of a bummer. Well, I guess let's try this strategy. Let's get user media. We do all this fun stuff. In this case, we make a sprite there. Well, let's just try this. And if this doesn't work, then we may just switch to 3JS. Let's just cram all these things in here. Okay, what's broken? Texture is not defined. Does that need to be a Pixi texture? Something like that? And then probably we need like Pixi scale mode linear, would be my guess. Why is this asking me every time? I thought we did the thing. Oh yeah, Pixi sprite. Wasn't this seemingly working moments ago? Oh wait, we're back in the browser that we don't like. That's the whole problem. I mean, you know, there's some things I like, but I sure wish that. Let's not add the green thing. Get out of here, you. Okay, there's me. We're just not updating. And then that was the next piece of that was, okay, whatever. Let's do some stuff here. I think I was in the middle, I was mid-sentence and I forgot what I was talking about, right? Ticker. Didn't we have some example of that? Where does the ticker come from? Isn't that their like animation dude? Just do this in here. Now, why would you have request animation frame and the ticker? Isn't it going to tick by itself? Do I need this? That doesn't seem right. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, of course, but yeah, I don't know. That seemed redundant. I thought the ticker's whole point was to Okay, well, that's something, right? So now we are drawing our video inside there, which means we don't really have to show this. We can do a like hide this. And then that is the Pixi fellow, and this can be 480. Okay, well that seems like it kind of works, so that's good news because I didn't really want to totally restart on this. Use texture from instead. Okay. Cool. Okay, so now how do we properly mess with this? We want to add our filter, that filter that we created earlier. We want to add that filter to this sprite. So this whole idea, I don't need this rect anymore at all, I guess. So this is not going to actually draw the video. Okay, that's fine. That's like our UVs. So how, we need to go back to that Pixi, a Pixi shader example. Just to figure out how to get the texture in. Sampler. So we should get this stuff kind of automatically. So if we, in here, yeah, let's just steal this as our frag shader. Are we gonna like automatically get this? That'd be handy, right? Cool. So now we could do something like a, I don't know. I don't know if that's actually gonna be a float for or fixed for. I don't know. We're gonna be flying blind a little bit. What? Is it a vec for? Good grief. Yeah, it's a vec for. Okay. I've been in the wrong shader language for a while, and not the wrong one, just, you know, different one. Oh, that's weird. I can't. Okay, so that's good. So we have that. So now we can mess with this. So like, easy answer, real easy thing would be like blow it out. Cool. Another thing we could do is remove the R and G and just have the blue channel. That didn't work. Why couldn't I do that? Oh, these have to be floaty. I've not written WebGL shaders for a while. Okay, yeah. So there's just our blue channel. Okay. Oops. That's kind of cool. A couple of problems with it, I think, are one, we're definitely going to need to, let's see. So the idea of having a whole bunch of clicks doing something to this, the idea of having a whole bunch of clicks doing something to this, I think I did see that you can pass in like one mouse, like the mouse position, but that's just the mouse position, right? Like, so if you want to react to clicks and a bunch of clicks, what I was kind of imagining is some kind of buffer, some kind of invisible buffer that all, where all the click animation happens, so like blobby animation that happens from all the clicks, and then we would use that as kind of a displacement input, I think. Provided that we could pass our own uniforms with, like we need more images, right? Like that's the thing that would be missing, is we would need a way to take some other thing, some other image representation, I guess a render texture, and pardon me, and draw to I don't know where to put that. And draw to that, like draw all the clicks somewhere else, and then use that to displace this or whatever. But maybe for now, we just start, let's make a simple goofy shader with equals, and then we need to round this. I think we can just do a floor. Is that gonna work? You know, you just gotta have floats everywhere. Just insist upon it. I can't mess with this. Oh yes, I definitely did this poorly. Not the right idea. That doesn't even look like me. To be able to round it, try something smaller. Am I doing this backwards? Are you supposed to multiply and then round and then divide? Is that the secret? Kind of forgot this, like. That's the thing. Okay, cool. So now we can do like a mosaic-y thing. Let's do 16 instead. Okay. And the reason I'm doing this is because we were talking about doing some goofy censorship thing. So the thing that we would need to do, though, is we would want to create some kind of mask that would let you like mask and unmask. So let's think about a couple things here. One, we kind of want the video resolution to be as big as we can get. And I think that's part of that request. Let's see, we had done some work previously to make sure that our Pixi window filled everything out. What was that thing that we did? In here. That was the main div. And then we, that's right, that's what we did. We didn't even actually do this. When we created the Pixi window, what did my computer just, oh no. Well, that wasn't cool. I don't think that's ever happened before, where the video just like actually disappeared. Is it weather? What's hurting me here? Does not appear to be backblaze. I think my laptop is in that bag over there. Why is my what's going on with my internet connection? Is it the horrible winter storm? The dangerous winter storm headed my way? Bitrate's not great. Oh no, what horrible thing has happened? I forgot that I'm connecting to the Seattle Twitch server. Yeah, we just like died for a while. Well, I'm not exactly sure what to do about that. Hopefully it just continues along. Weird. I don't know. I wonder what's going to happen with the videos, if this is going to be split in some annoying way. The VODs. Hard to say. Hard to say. Also hard to care at this moment. Okay, so we need to do all this stuff around here-ish, right? And I think all this works for us. I think we kind of liked all that stuff. I need a main div. This background does not need to be transparent. This background can be black, in fact. Okay, so that gives us a full size Pixi context. The thing that's going to be a little annoying in that, and we'll just have to figure it out, is like the scaling of the sprite based on the video size, because we kind of want it to be flexible and fit in there, and we'll need some kind of resize function, and that just sounds pretty annoying and dumb, but it's the world we live in, apparently. Look at low res me, 8-bit me. Let's give a little more resolution in there. Might be nicer to have separate X and Y. I kind of would like for the video, though, to be the full size of the dude. Where do we do that? I guess we just make it based on the size of the clip. I mean the size of the video. We're not being explicit about a size. That's something we could probably figure out in some way. Some sort of thing where it would always be centered and it would always try to fit, and just some resize callback, and it doesn't sound very fun. But sounds not impossible. Okay, this all works. Having additional uniforms seems like a thing, like to have some secondary mat seems like a thing we would need. I mean, we could do stuff with a single mouse input, but we want more than that. We want like a whole image that we can use to do goofy stuff. What do we got? Booleans, integers, floats, float arrays, vector2s, vec3, vec4, int arrays. Matrices. Oh, we want those as image, like a sampler. Sampler 2D texture, so we could set an image there. So this is the thing that's probably going to just be slightly annoying, because I don't have a great idea of how to approach it. Like we want stuff to move around based on our clicks, and then we'll create like a black and white mat from that, and then we want to use that thing as the texture. Now I guess my assumption would be that we would do that with render textures. So we'd have something going on, and then we would render to a render texture. I don't know if that means we need multiple stages though. Like how does this work? Like if we want to have multiple totally separate things going on. like, I only want to render certain things. I kind of want... I thought stage was a thing that you... The app stage. Like, I don't... How do I do this if I don't want to render to the screen? I guess something like this, like we get a sprite and then we draw stuff. Like, can we have a container that has all kinds of weird nonsense going on? That seems potentially kind of cool, because then we can get back to having all our weird clicks. Can I do this? I don't know if that'll work. That seemingly did not work well. Yeah, we'll get distortion with this. It's gonna be weird. We'll have to like figure out an aspect ratio, then maintain that aspect ratio, and so on and so on. Not the end of the world, just like housekeeping kind of stuff, right? Hello there. It's very pixelated me. I guess I could F11 this, right? So we could, for example, or did we make up that ratio on the shader? Oops. I wonder how you declare. If there's a shorthand. I'm not worried about that right now. Okay, so along the width we want greater resolution, and then here we want, it won't really be half, it should be 16:9, but just to get a little closer to squares. But this could even be like 16, oops, times 5 and 9 times 5, or whatever number we wanted. Broke it. I was wrong. Is it mad because this isn't a float? Probably. Okay. You can see my teeth and my eyes. I'm a very pixelated person. So how much further do we want to go today? What are we at? Close to an hour and a half. We had a weird stream hiccup, which is annoying because I think that's going to mean the archives will be compromised. Perhaps when I look at videos, what will happen? It's going to show up as 2 videos. That's a lame thing. New Noiseworks is streaming. Ninja Bunny's streaming. I didn't get these alerts. Maybe I did and my phone is just sleeping. Let's see. Is that all I want to do for now? Maybe that's all I want to do for now. I mean, the next thing we could sort of do is have some kind of mat that picked between based on where you clicked and put a radius around it, because I do think we know the X, Y. it's not really the right answer, right? Because we'd only be we'd only be able to do it in one place. And kind of the whole idea is that you want to build up places based on where everybody was clicking. But that's maybe not a bad idea as far as where to start. So how would you do that? You'd need some kind of, let's see, GLSL vector distance, I guess. Like from where you are to where you want it to be. Yeah, you need the distance. And then the mouse coordinate, is that normalized? I would assume it would be. So supposedly we can get the mouse. Let's see. Okay, we do get the resolution. So these seem to be things that are provided to us by Pixi, perhaps. Let's just throw in some other stuff here. So if I have the mouse and I have the resolution, then I can get like a normalized resolution. That's just like mouse.x divided by resolution.x, right? And then I can do a float distance. That's going to be like this distance between. How do I want to do this? I think let's just do this. I should be doing this anyway. Oops. Oh, something? How broken is this? What's your problem? Are you mad this time? Very flattering picture of me. Dimension mismatch. Medium float to medium 2 component. What's wrong? How do I do that? Am I just not remembering how to do this? Probably. Should give me a little more insight as to what's broken. Are these mad because these aren't, that shouldn't matter. Okay, we're back to sort of working. the stream seems okay-ish at the moment. Let's see here. So we have some sense of distance. And I guess we could say, let's try something weird to start with and just say something like mix vec for associate vec for it's gonna get mad at me because those are ints. Can't you figure it out? Probably gonna be mad at me. I just want some hint of what distance I'm getting. Like if I'm actually getting what I want here, I just need a way to visualize it. So that would be 0 to 1, and if it was up to 1, like the mouse, like the distance between the mouse and where I want to be, like I don't quite know how to visualize this. I guess we could just do something like so there's just no red. It's like distance just doesn't even matter. I'm definitely making some assumptions about whether mouse is actually working or valid or even given to me. I'm just going by this stuff that seemed to indicate that mouse was valid, but maybe it's not. Oh, I have to do it, it looks like. So it looks like resolution is a thing, but I have to update the mouse. Okay, that makes sense. I just thought maybe it was getting passed in. Oh man, maybe we could pass an array of all the clicks. I don't think we want to do that. Okay, so we need to handle that ourselves. I was making assumptions that were not true assumptions. So we just need, and then if that's the case, I'm just going to take in, we don't care about resolution, and we don't care about this normalization. We'll just use mouse, and we'll just normalize it outside. And then down here is where we will have to do some stuff. So I feel like in our tick is where we will need to do something like mouse.value will be equal to well, we need a can I only get it through an event? Oh, it's a little annoying, but okay. Just throw in some document mouse move dude and then have it mess with these. That's probably an awful way to do this, but that's okay. Let's see. So we will want something like simple shader needs to live out here too then. Probably. And then that thing that I stole, we'll put in here. And this will be something like divided by something like this. Probably broke something. Oh yeah, do we not know about this? Simple shader. Simple shader. Maybe we should just set a mouse position and then on the tick update it. Uniforms have been fine. Is that because something's happening first? Let's just do it that way. This seems like not the greatest way to do this. Let's just set the mouse position and then do mouse position equals this. And then inside the tick is when we will. Oh, these are consts, right? So this, I think this syntax may have changed, so it may take a minute to figure out this thing. I think maybe value isn't a valid thing anymore, but we'll see. Okay, yeah, see that? So as I move my mouse down here, red is getting a value. Okay, so that's good. Now we want to do something like, let's go back to using distance there. And this should make like kind of a halo sort of thing. Yeah, see the fall off when I get into a corner, like how far I am. So that's good. And then we could do something that was more like, we want to make a mixture, let's say between, that's kind of annoying because we'd have to sample it twice. That's not great. We'd probably come up with a way around that, but let's not worry about it for the moment. Let's make a mixture between the video color and just red for now, based on the distance. Maybe half the distance. I broke it. What did I break now? Not the syntax remix. Property X of undefined. Excuse me? Why would that have changed? I feel like this was working. What did we lose here? Did I accidentally undo something somewhere? What did we do? Mouse position X. I guess we shouldn't mess with this until mouse position has a value. Maybe like we give a mouse position just so something's in there. Great. Okay, now can we do the thing? Just let me divide with integers. That's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. Okay, so now I'm kind of mixing between red. Maybe we want that actually more. Times 5. Okay, so now we got a little spotlighty thing, and then what I was imagining here is we have like a pixel color This seems like not great to sample the video twice, but hey, this is probably fine. Var video color, not var, vec4. And then here we'll just sample it using the proper thing. This guy. And then we will lerp between those two things. And now we can put, did I do that totally backwards from what I meant to do? I messed something up because that looks insane. Weird. Pixel color and video color. I think we actually want to invert those. Okay, now I can put the thing over my mouth. Something's wrong though. I probably need to like clamp this in some way. Because once it gets too far away, it gets insane. And looks not great. It mixes them like it. Okay, so now I can move my mouse here and be censored. What would be the right? What's the actual right thing here? Some kind of smooth step. What's the syntax for that? So edge 1, in this case we're going to say edge 1 is 0 and edge 2 is 0.2 and then the number is distance. I don't think I did that right, but we'll see. What's your problem now? Okay, so everything between 0 and 0.2, yeah, that's just too big. And it's weird because it's a circle, but that's an easy kind of thing. Okay, now I can. So this was our kind of aim, is the ability to be censored. I could censor my whole face, I guess. Make this like. Okay, now I'm censored. That's kind of cool, right? That's kind of cool. It's not the best thing we've ever seen, but it's okay. This is going to stretch, isn't it? Not great. It doesn't look great. It was actually better with this. Too skinny. That's about 4:3, right? Okay, so that's really bigger than it needs to be. Also, okay, so now we have a real-time goofy censoring thing that's all done with shaders. So that's okay. That's kind of what we wanted to do. The real challenge now is going to be to figure out, like, instead of just making this a mouse thing and doing that with the shader position in the mouse, to how do we want to do it? Get out of here. Aside from all the positioning stuff that we have to do, which is kind of annoying, how are we going to create some sort of real-time mat? So basically the idea would be that if everybody clicked all over my face, it would just generate dynamically a black blob, and then we would use that blob to interpolate between the two video sources. And I think if we can do that, we can do a lot of weird kind of click-based displacement effects, but it means that we need somewhere that we can draw this other stuff, and then we need to be able to take that thing and feed it into the shader. So I think that means we want to render texture. I'm not entirely sure how that works in the realm of Pixi, but that would be my normal instinct on this, is like, oh yeah, we can just draw whatever nonsense to this render texture and then use it as we want to for these kind of weird post-processing effects. So do we want to go much further today? maybe as far as I want to go today. I feel like if we can get that, we got some of the basics here. We got a little frustrated. I did. I apologize. It happens. And maybe we'll stream later. We can stream over the weekend, but try to put some of these pieces together. So bring this into the, oh, you know, the thing. What's that thing called? Why can't I think of what the thing is called? I forgot. I'm losing my mind today. I think my nap really threw me off. Oh, you know, the thing, the extension, the Twitch extension that we're working on. Find a way that we can click and do weird stuff to the video. Then that's a good goal to have, I think, right? Like that's a reasonable, fun, weird thing that we can do. We can unfortunately only do it in browser world, I think, just because OBS is, I don't know how we would do that in OBS. Man, I feel like I was so inarticulate and did a bad job today. So sorry. And the video broke everything. What a day. I don't have video. Good grief, because it's over here in this web browser. Hi. Hello. It's me. Look how bad the video looks by default. So blown out. My teeth are all blown out. I've got blown out teeth. All the settings. I lose all the settings every time. Frustrating situation. Anyway, we did some stuff. We did some shadery stuff. We basically figured out how to do the thing we want to do. May not be the most robust thing in the world, but I think it'll work for our demo. Right? Right, everybody? Everyone? Yes. Okay. Well, thanks a lot. Thanks to those who stopped by. Thanks to those who lurked. I think I shall call it a day. Have a lovely evening, and I'm sure I will see you over the weekend.